What's up, you guys? My name is Chris Minnis, and this is your official NPC West Coast Classic competitor meeting. And this online meeting takes the place of any other in-person meetings. I'm particularly excited about this event. Obviously 2020 was a struggle for all of us, but we're really happy to have 100% seating capacity at this event, 2,097 seats at that beautiful venue at Agua Caliente Resort. Now, there is still a mask requirement. We won't require that you wear masks on stage, but the audience must wear a mask, and backstage a mask must be worn. Now, remember, Agua Caliente is an Indian reservation. It is a sovereign nation, and their laws and regulations may differ from state and federal laws. Their rules are the rules. So I'm going to walk you through your entire experience from arrival to departure. And that means we're going to start out with the hotels. We have two host hotels, the Westin Mission Hills and the Agua Caliente. The reason we have two is Agua Caliente's price is very, very high. It's $399 before fees and taxes. So we set up the second hotel for those who may be a bit price sensitive. And I think most people will be a bit price sensitive to those rates. And those rates really went up because the regulations at Agua weren't quite as strict as they are in the rest of California. So a lot of people were coming up to Agua Caliente for the last few months on the weekends. Now, the event itself takes place at the Agua Caliente Resort, and the showroom is called The Show. It's a beautiful theater, $67 million theater, and like I said earlier, 2,097 seats. Also at Agua Caliente is where tanning will take place, and that's going to be in Salon A and B. That's across the casino floor in the meeting rooms. Makeup also takes place. So pretty much everything takes place at Agua Caliente. You will check in. Registration is also in the theater. Makes it very easy. So registration shows in the theater, tanning is in the meeting rooms, and makeup is also backstage at the theater. All right. Coming in, we'll start with the arrival. Parking is free. There's a lot of parking there, and you have a few options. I personally prefer to park in the north lot, and that north lot's off of Ramon Road, and that gets you the closest to the theater. Now, there's also valet and covered parking. If you'd like to park there, you can just pull in a valet and you can go in there, and the main entrance will get you to valet or that covered parking. Just when you arrive, you'll now walk across a casino floor to get to the theater. All right, so we're going to get into some details. A very important issue is going to be tanning, and this has become a bigger and bigger issue every event. And unfortunately, there's been incidents that jeopardize our ability to host shows in great places like this. So we have now a zero tolerance policy on a number of tanning issues, so that we can continue to enjoy these great resorts and venues in the future. The biggest problem really comes from bootleg tanners. And the bootleg tanner is what's known as the unofficial tanner. And what these guys tend to do is they'll bring you into random hotel rooms around town and they'll spray you in there. Maybe you save $10. But they try to they bootleg us. That's what they do. They come to these shows. And in doing so, they're using a hotel room. They're not using proper protection, and they're wrecking that hotel room. Going on from there, they're not allowed backstage. So what happens is you end up in a situation where you're left high and dry. You've had some kind of compromise to your tan, and then our official tanners are there to help you because you got left high and dry by the bootleg tanner. Now, I want to let you know that the hotels in the area, not just the host hotels, but the hotels in the area are on high alert. So if they find anybody bootleg tanning, they're going to kick them out, and then that competitor will be disqualified. So keep that in mind. We're like I said, it's zero tolerance. If you are caught bootleg tanning at any of these properties and it's causing destruction, you're going to be disqualified from the event. So please, like I said, it's zero tolerance. Same thing is going to go to backstage. We had an incident, again, bootleg tanner. Snuck backstage, glazing somebody, didn't have proper protection on the floor, and another athlete came and slipped in the glaze and hit their head. So again, it's just bad across the board, and it needs to come to an end, and so we have to be hardcore about these rules now. Also, on the issue of tanning, please protect the property. That means wear long sleeves, wear long pants. When you're sitting anywhere, be careful about leaning against walls. We can kind of do these things without even noticing. Respect their furniture. We don't want to leave tan anywhere. Again, it also goes to your hotel room. If you I recommend, potentially bringing your own sheets or sleeping in long sleeves. Protect the toilet. Again, protect the walls, protect the furnitures. They will absolutely fine you if there's any damage. And we've seen this happen before. So I don't want you to have to pay for this stuff when there's a great way to prevent it just by wearing long sleeves or bringing some old sheets along the way. So that's a deal with tanning. Like I said, we're zero tolerance now. There's just been too many issues. And if anybody's caught, again, bootleg tanning at our host hotels, or I get word of it from another hotel, looks bad on us. If it's backstage, again, they'll be disqualified, and that'll be the end of it. So please, the easiest thing is to just use the official tanner or do the self tan yourself. But don't use one of these guys. It's all bad news. And really, you don't want to have a first place physique and a fifth place tan, and that's what you get when you use these guys. All right. So moving on. Now, if you have booked a tan and don't have an appointment yet, you just go to martinispraytan.com and they have their appointment scheduler right there. If you need to book your tan still, it's easy. You just go to centerpodium.com, go to the services section of the NPC West Coast page, and you can book your tanning and anything else you need right there. All right. Again, like I said, moving on. So a little bit of skin prep. The week before the show, which is probably, this when you're viewing this right now, you want to be loofah. You want to use a loofah on your skin, get rid of any dead skin or harsh washcloth, and do that every day. We do recommend 1 or 2 days in a tanning bed, but don't burn because that could cause you to retain water. And definitely don't use a tanning bed after Tuesday or Wednesday before the show. Again, if you get burned, you'll end up retaining water and you'll smooth out. But it is good to have that good base. Also, if you are using any type of base lotions to get your skin darker, make sure you're using Protan. That is the formula that our official tanners are using, is Protan formula. And that way you won't have any problem with conflicting chemicals. Sometimes if you use another brand, there's going to be a problem with that and you end up getting funny colors or streaks, so the tan just doesn't absorb. And then one final note, after your last shower before the tan, do not use lotion, do not wear deodorant, do not put on perfume. Anything you put on your skin can cause the tanning to not work as well. So you want that nice, even, glowing tan. Don't put anything on your skin. All right. Well, that brings us on to check-ins. So you've gotten to the hotel, you've parked, you've gotten your tanning done, and now check-ins. We're going to break the check-ins up into different pieces. Again, this is your official competitor meeting, so you don't have to worry about a competitor meeting at that time, and that gets you in and out quite a bit faster. So on the Friday before the event, that is June 18th, at 5 p.m. is check-ins for men's bodybuilding, classic physique, women's physique, and fitness. Again, that's 5 p.m., men's physique, classic, women's physique, and fitness. At 5:30 is figure and wellness. At 6 o'clock is men's physique, and 6:30 is bikini. You can also find this schedule on our website along with more detailed information. All right, so things to bring. Purchase your NPC card online ahead of time. That is going to just save you a bunch of time. And remember, the NPC card is different from your registration. NPC card is something you have to buy once a year from the NPC directly. So buy that online and then you're going to be good to go. You do have the option to buy that in person at the show. They're going to only take cash. And of course, it's going to slow down your process a little. So highly recommend going to npcregistration.com. Get that right now so you're good to go. And make sure to take a screenshot of that. And then you can show us at check-ins that you are official. While you're there, bring, again, like I said, I'm going to say it again, bring long clothes, long pants, especially if you've already been tanned. We don't want to have any tanning on these seats. And they have all velvet, beautiful seats in this theater. Any food you may need, any water you may need, bring that along. You may be there for as long as 60 to 90 minutes. as we get you through the process. So just be prepared to wait a little bit. And by the way, you can bring friends and family for this, as coaches, whatever. There's plenty of room there, so you can hang out, feel comfortable with your crew. Now, you can submit your music already. If you haven't done that online, this would be a time that you would bring your music, and our DJ will be there, so you can provide that on a USB. Please note that we're not using CDs anymore, so that should be on a USB or submitted ahead of time. All right, so here's what happens when you arrive. When you arrive, you're going to get to the NPC table, and they're going to verify that you have your NPC card, and they're also going to give you your registration sheet from when you registered online. And again, you can purchase that NPC card if you need to with cash. From there, you're going to enter the theater, and you're just going to take a seat. And as we're going through, we're going to call you up. You're going to either height or weigh in, or both, depending on your division. Once you've done that, you're going to move on to, it's going to be Chloe, our events coordinator. She's going to verify everything that you purchased. And at this time, you can make additional purchases. So if you want to add classes, you can add classes, coaches pass, photography, those types of things you can all get with Chloe right at that time. You could also make changes to your classes as well. So that's going to happen. And then from there, you're going to get your competitor button, check in with our photographer, and then we're going to have a bunch of Center Podium gear and NPC West Coast Classic gear. And then finally, we're going to have an awesome gift bag from our sponsors for you. I want to go into some of the details on the products you can buy, and that's going to be makeup, your photos, tanning, coach's pass, and crossovers. Firstly, makeup can be purchased on our website, and if you've already purchased that, you should have gotten an email for your appointment. If you haven't, you can email her at fufumakeup@gmail.com. That's fufumakeup@gmail.com to schedule your appointment. Now, photos, remember, this is the best shape of your life. And, one thing, this venue is insane. To give you an example, last year when we did the West Coast Classic during COVID in a ballroom, we had 10 lights on the stage. And that's pretty common for events that are in a ballroom. We have 400 lights alone at this event. And I'm not even getting into like the amount that we have for stage props and sound and all the other amazing things with this venue. So I highly recommend getting these photos. You're just going to look fantastic. And again, you can use these. These are high-res stage photos. You can use them for a portfolio. You can use them for feedback from the judges and, of course, social media, sponsorship, whatever you need. You're going to have high-res photos of yourself in the best shape ever. Tanning, we talked about a lot. You can still book your tanning on the website. We have no late fees for this one this year. That just starts at $115. Okay, coaches passes are also available. If you haven't purchased it yet, you can purchase that online or you can purchase that in person. Please remember, you must pick up your coaches pass at check-ins. They won't be available to be picked up after that point. So make sure you pick them up at check-ins when you check in. And please note, in accordance with NPC rules, the coach must have an NPC card. And it doesn't matter if they're an IFBB Pro, they must have an NPC card. So make sure your coach has an NPC card or they will not be provided that coach's pass. And again, that's NPC rules. All right, and then we get into crossovers. So you can add a crossover whenever you like. That means you can do multiple divisions, or you can do multiple classes, or any combination thereof. And really, we recommend doing this because it's going to fast forward you through your goals. Imagine you're early in your career. You get on stage that first time. You're going to be super nervous. You're going to be shaking. You're probably going to make some mistakes. And you're going to get off stage and think of all the things you could have done better. But if you've done multiple classes, you can get right back out there and improve instantly. Do 3, do 4 classes. That's like doing 3 or 4 shows. Imagine the time you can save and fast forwarding your career towards your goals when you get on that stage and get out there and do it multiple times. Get better and better each time. Even go on stage, get feedback from your coach about something you may have made a mistake with in your posing, and you can correct that in that next class when you come out on stage, and even be placed higher than you would have at the previous class. So definitely highly recommend doing that. Another good reason for doing that is you may feel like you're in between a division. Maybe you're bikini or wellness, or you're not quite sure. We can do both. and then hang out after the show, talk to our judges, and find out what they liked on you better. Do they like bikini or wellness? Or if you're a bodybuilder, did they like classic physique or men's physique or bodybuilding? Wherever they feel like you fell in best, you can now get that guidance when you try multiple divisions and multiple classes. All right, that gets us into show day. Show day, for some of you, starts very early with makeup. Makeup is applied backstage. We have several green rooms and dressing rooms. So you're going to walk right in the front door of the show, of the theater, and you're going to be headed backstage. And makeup starts as early as 6 a.m. Final coats of tanning also take place that morning. They're going to be in the same place in Salon A and B in the meeting rooms. And later in the day, tanning will be moving backstage for final touch-ups before finals. All right, so the prejudging starts at 9:30 a.m. If you have people buying tickets, I recommend they do that online ahead of time, but doors will open at 8:30 for ticket holders. Finals takes place at 5 p.m. Same deal. Doors open at 4. And you can see our more detailed schedule on our website. You're going to see the exact order of classes, so you'll know exactly when to go on stage. Okay, a little more about tickets. VIP tickets are sold out, so those are gone, and those won't be coming back. But we still have plenty of other seating in other sections. Again, to get the best seats, I recommend your guests get on the website as soon as possible to grab those better seats, because they are truly going fast. All right. So also on that note, the show will be live streamed. It's a really high quality HD live stream, multiple camera angles, great sound, graphics, all that stuff. And it's all on our app, tv.centerpodium.com. You can get on that in mobile. You can get it on the web. You can find it in the Apple Store, Roku, the Google Play Store. Just search for Center Podium and you'll find it there. And you can watch it from almost any device. And that is just $24.95 to view. Okay, so we're going to get into the flow. So now you're backstage, and so you're backstage. You've got your competitor button, and by the way, your competitor button is your access. No wristbands or anything like that for competitors. You have your competitor button. That's going to get you into the theater, and that's going to get you backstage. Like I mentioned, backstage there's a lot of dressing rooms, and it's actually kind of easy to get lost back there because we have so many dressing rooms, and they have bathrooms and showers and all that good stuff in every dressing room. But what that means is you need to pay extra close attention to where we are in the progress of the show. So you need to look at that order of events and pick out a class, several classes before yours, and listen for that one. And then when you hear that class, you start making your way towards the backstage, away from the dressing rooms. This is just extremely important. While we do go back there, we call names, we call numbers. Really, you should listen for that class. Get up there, verify with the expediter, because if there's any issues, we can actually take care of it before the class goes on stage. So if you're missing from a class, or for some reason got switched to a class, or had something else in mind, we can actually fix it as long as you're present backstage, ready to go, and you can communicate with our expediters. They're going to be more than happy to help you. So you're going to make your way up. And by the way, we have TVs all over the place. And like I said, you can live stream it. So there's TVs backstage, there's TVs in the lobby, playing the entire thing. So you know exactly where we are at any given time. Okay, so you've made your way. We have a pump-up area. We have bands back there. I also recommend that you bring your own pump-up bands. We do have a ton, but I also always recommend you have it just in case. Now, I just talked about missing the class or potentially missing a class, so watch for it. We really don't want you to miss a class, because once that class goes on and you've missed it, there's no going back in time. It's already been judged, and that was on the competitors, so that means there's no refunds, there's no redos, there's nothing. That means it's just gone. And it breaks my heart to know that some of you may have trained for months and months just to have been distracted backstage or not paying attention and then miss that class. So please be super on it. I always say there's going to be 2 people who are going to miss their class in every show. Don't be those people. That's it. All right. So backstage, so a couple things with conduct. Again, long sleeves, long pants when you're hanging out backstage. Again, watch the walls, watch the furniture. We really want to be able to be invited back to this venue again. And like I said, it's a $67 million venue. They want to take care of it, and we want to take care of it too. Again, watch the furniture, watch the toilets. Any trash, bring it out with you. Whatever you bring in, bring out with your food. Don't spill it. Be very careful with it. They've made a special exception for us to allow food, so please be super respectful. And then look out for each other. Give each other tons of support backstage, and I think you're all going to have a great time. It gets super friendly, and it's a lot of fun back there. All right, so let's get into posing. Now we're walking onto the stage. Like I said, we've been called up. We're in the pump up area. We're going to line you up, and we line up 3 classes at a time. So we're always ready to go. All right, now we're going to get into posing, when we're actually going to get on stage and begin prejudging. Now, firstly, fitness does not pose in the morning. The NPC has done away with the comparison round, so fitness only needs to come in the evening for their routine at finals. Now, let's start with prejudging for bikini, figure, wellness, and men's physique. So you're going to enter from stage left, that is competitors left. You're going to walk out to the diagonal line on stage right, and our expediter will be there to guide you the whole way. Now remember, you're being judged the entire time, so keep it tight, keep those smiles, keep your eyes at the judges, at the audience, and have that great presentation even as you walk out to the diagonal. So once you're at the diagonal, the judge is going to call your number. So make sure you know your number and you're listening for your number. When they call your number, you're going to walk to the center X. At the center X, you're going to do 2 to 3 of your best poses. Now, you don't want to spend too much time out there. You want to show them your best angles, and that's it. Leave a good impression, and that's it. Get in there, get out, and just leave a great impression. Then once everyone has completed their poses, the judges will do what is called first call out. And they're going to bring you out, and they're going to do comparisons. They're going to bring you to the front, and that's where they're going to run you from your front and back, or front, side, and back poses. They're going to move you around a little bit, and what happens there doesn't necessarily determine what's going to happen at finals, but it does give you a kind of a good idea how things are going to turn out. After that, they will conclude the judging round, and the expediter will help guide you off stage from the same side you entered. The way it works for bodybuilding, classic, and women's physique is, again, you enter from stage left. And again, remember, you're being judged every minute you're out there, so keep it tight, keep the head high, keep the chest high, keep the abs tight. Walk out there, and you're going to be walked right out to the judging line. And at the judging line, the judges will move you through your call-outs, through your poses, and compare you right there. They may move you around. You may be moved to the diagonal line and back and forth the whole way. And it does vary based on the head judge, and it varies based on the size of the class. So that is something to be prepared for, but our on-stage expediters are going to be there to guide you the entire time. Okay, for finals, one thing, everybody poses. So everybody's going to have a chance to pose. Now, the only thing is, if you've done crossovers, you'll pose just one time. You won't have to pose over and over and over again, or I say do your routine over and over and over again. So everybody's going to come out, they do their poses, and actually walk right back off stage. So we'll start with fitness. Like I said, fitness does their judging only in the evening. So all the fitness athletes are going to go out and they're going to do the routines. Once they're finished, they're going to wait backstage because the judges still have to tally the scores, and they do that while actually figure is taking place. So once figure has concluded, then fitness is brought back out on stage, where they will then receive their placings and overall. So for bikini, figure, men's physique, and wellness, like I said, everybody's going to pose. Again, you're entering from stage left. And like I said, presentations only happen once. So when you walk out, you're going to beeline it for that center X. Now, don't waste time with a slow walk. Just get out there. Again, you want to be shown in your best poses. So get out to that X as quickly as you can, and hit your 2 or 3 best poses, wow the audience, and then you're going to get on off stage, and the next competitor is going to come out. If you're out there too long, you will hear the MC call the next competitor's name. If you hear that, definitely give your goodbye and head off stage. So after you've all posed, the top 5 will be held backstage. And then the awards will be given, and the top 5 will be brought out to the diagonal on stage, and the expediter will guide you there, and then the MC will call 5th through 1st place. And when you're 5th, they'll walk you out. The expediter will guide you to the 5th place spot, and you'll be awarded. We do that all the way to, of course, 1st place. Once the awards have concluded, you're going to do a photo with the sponsor. Raise your hands in the air, get a good photo, and then the sponsor will walk away and they'll do a photo with just the 5 of you. Now, if you got first, remember, don't go anywhere. Don't go too far because you're going to be up for the overall later. And if you don't know what the overall is, that is where we put the 1st place winner from each class against each other to find out who is the overall winner for the entire division. All right, and then that gets us into bodybuilding, classic, and women's physique. Similar, you're going to come out, you're going to do your posing routine. These routines are 45 seconds long. Come out, pose, and like I said earlier, you only pose once. So if you do multiple classes, there's no need to do that posing routine multiple times throughout the show. So you're going to just pose once, walk off stage, the top 5 will be held. And when it's time for awards, the top 5 will be brought to that diagonal line, and the MC will call 5th through 1st. Just like the other divisions that I mentioned earlier, you will stay for a picture with the sponsor, and then stay a picture for just the 5 of you, and then move off stage. Again, if you got first in an open class or a class with multiple height divisions, don't go too far because you're going to be up for the overall. All right, so overalls. Like I said, 1st place from any division with multiple height classes or multiple weight classes have an overall. So what happens at the overall is each of these winners from the previous classes will be brought up to the judging line. And here you will be live judged. And they will run you through your turns, they'll run you through your walks, they'll run you through the poses. And there's typically some sort of pose down. Depending on the division. And you're, as I said, you're getting live judged. And what is actually happening, the judges are compiling their scores, and then they bring that score up to the MC, and the MC will announce who the overall winner is. Once that overall winner is announced, then the other athletes who didn't win go off stage, and the overall winner is then presented the overall trophy. And again, photos. And then we also do a quick interview with you. So usually the questions are things like, who do you want to thank? Or do you have anything special to say? Or maybe something about your training. So if you plan on the overall, think about what you might say in an interview there on stage after you received your award. All right. That pretty much wraps up that. You can find a lot more details on this by going to our competitor guide on centerpodium.com. So if you go to centerpodium.com/showtime, or just navigate to the resources section of our website, you can find that information. We also have Center Podium TV, and we have about 150 videos there that include posing, and then tons and tons of shows. So you can see how the shows have gone in the past and really study how people are coming out on stage, how they're posing, and really get the nuances of the show. Again, that's available in our app, and you can subscribe to that for $20 a month and get access to everything you could possibly need. We will have a ton of vendors there, so please definitely pop out to them. They're going to be located in the lobby. Thank them for being there. Try out their products. Definitely say hello. A lot of what we're able to do thanks to them. These beautiful venues and production that we can do is all thanks to our sponsors. And again, don't forget about the live web stream. Share that with your family. Again, tv.centerpodium.com. And we do have some more shows coming up. We have the Dexter Jackson Classic in Jacksonville, Florida on December 31st. The Tahoe Show, August 14th and 15th. We have free tanning at the Tahoe Show. It's a 2-day show. We also have IFBB Pro Wellness and IFBB Pro Bikini. Now, the pros are going to actually be doing a shoot on the lake on several boats with drones. And the overall winner from Bikini and the overall wellness winner will join the top 5 bikini pros to be part of this really epic shoot. Then we have the Legion Sports Fest. That is October 22nd through the 24th. Legion is now the biggest fitness event on the West Coast. We have the biggest Masters IFBB Pro show in the world, and we have 6 IFBB Pro open divisions, including open bodybuilding, bikini, men's physique, women's physique, classic physique, and fitness. Then we wrap up the year in New Mexico on November 13th in Albuquerque. And then we do have our pro qualifiers, which take place overseas. We're just waiting for the borders to open up a little more, and then we're going to announce some more details on when and where those will exactly take place. Now, if you do get an overall at any of our shows, you get free registration at our pro qualifiers overseas. So, hey, we're super excited about this, excited to have full capacity, excited to see you guys again in a pretty normal feeling event. And if you have any questions at all, you can DM us or you can email us, preferably at events@centerpodium.com. And we'll see you guys this weekend.
Being told you look good, but you're not going to win is what a lot of us in this industry have to deal with as athletes. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves why we're doing this. For me, it's my kids. That's what motivated me to keep me going and never give up. This sport takes a lot of sacrifice with friends and family. You lose time, you lose memories, and that's when it gets hard. If you want something in life, no one's going to do it for you. You have to get up, you have to lift the weight yourself, fight through adversity, and never give up. For me, bodybuilding isn't just a sport. This is a lifestyle.
Hi, my name is Teresa. This was my first NPC show, and I won first in my class and first overall in True Novice B and Bikini Open. And yeah, it was just like the best experience. I'm from Huntington Beach, so to do a local show in Huntington Beach was incredible. All the girls were so amazing backstage and so supportive. The judges were amazing, and it was just a dream come true today. So thank you, Center Podium, for having me. Today was a blast.
With COVID, it's been really difficult as far as finding a show to do. Well, first and foremost, with all the gyms being closed since March and finding a way to still be able to work out and get in competition ready mode, to be able to step on stage has been a challenge. But I didn't let that deter me. I just kept on grinding, finding places to work out, and it's just a blessing that we have a production company like Center Podium who's willing to try to go outside the box to make it possible for athletes to be able to step on stage after it was very, very challenging journey this year of just working out, and it's been a blessing. I have had an overall blast, and I definitely will be with Center Podium again for another show.
I've been competing for 20 years. I started when I was 50. I turned 70 in 2 days. And the competition's great, it always is. The expediters are wonderful, the tanning people are incredible. Chris puts on a dynamite show, very, very high class. I competed last year and didn't win, so this really feels good this year to stay the course and actually do very well. Center Podium did a great job with all the changes they had to make this year. I mean, they had to move it from Riverside to Rancho Mirage and now to here. And they kept everybody informed of what was going on. All the competitors knew what was going to happen. I mean, it was a big challenge for them, and they did a fantastic job of keeping all of us centered and ready to compete today. So they can't thank Chris and his team enough. They're terrific.
It was a great show tonight, and the pump room backstage was like amazing. They had all kinds of equipment there to use, and It was a really good experience, like overall. The venue was really beautiful, and I'm looking forward to the next show.
My name is Tony. This is the first NPC West Classic show that I've done. I've done a few Center Podium shows in the past, the NPC Tahoe show many times, and I think Center Podium shows are definitely the best, the most well-run shows. They're fun to do, very organized. I'd highly recommend, if you're thinking about doing a show, Center Podium is the way to go.
COVID-19, it pushed me a lot to be more creative with my workouts and like focus a lot more on myself. So I think it was it's a blessing and a curse.
Yesterday was my birthday. I just turned 38, and this is the best birthday I've ever had in my whole life. Thank you again, Center Podium. Thank you, NPC. This means the world to me.